Welcome to another episode of Elite Talk Show. I am your host at Syracuse, Sarah Visick. And is Danny Jordan all elite? No, but there are some others who may be, and you may be surprised by a few. Also, who got themselves in a little bit of hot water with Tony Kahn over their promo? And did Cody Rhodes retire? Let's welcome our crew today. Representing Memphis, Daniel McKee, aka the Excuse Me Too champ. Will be defending in just a couple weeks here, August 15th.
It's about
and
time.
Representing Florida, we have Orlando.
Hey everybody, South Florida, just so y'all know. Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We got a couple rumors of people who may be joining, may not be joining. The big one right now seems to be Adam Cole. Everybody thought his contract expired early next year. Then we found out it actually ended after Great American Bash. He extended it, though, through SummerSlam. Here we are. SummerSlam's just a couple weeks away. No new contract. Supposed to be meeting with Vince. Guys, do you think he resigns? Or do you think he's all elite?
Well, we'll see what kind of a negotiator he is. I mean, he's meeting with Vince at the SmackDown live taping, so we'll see what he tries to say. Does he want that World Heavyweight Championship, the Universal Championship, the WWE Championship?
Last I heard, he didn't even want to be on, the Raw or SmackDown roster.
I think he does. I think he just doesn't want to deal with the booking, maybe. I don't know. What
Who
say
would?
you?
Except for Bobby Lashley. Who would want to do with the booking?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Only one person is actually doing all right, and that's Riddle. Riddle is doing all right. I mean, but also you got to remember he's kind of a comedy guy, so I think Vince loves comedy, and he does that.
You're right, and I mean he's also been given the space to be himself finally. So I mean, if you would do that with more people, maybe you would have more characters that people are into. Who knows? Who is in charge of keeping up with contracts in WWE? Why haven't they been fired immediately? Or have they?
You know what it is? It's probably that Nick Khan, another Khan that's probably affecting WWE. That's probably even not realizing it. He just doesn't care anymore. Look what's happening right now. How many people have been released this year? Like, he's just like that man is just like he's doing the book wrong.
Look at the past week or two. Ric Flair's gone. Bray Wyatt's gone.
It's ridiculous. It's just I don't know what Nick Khan's position is. I don't know whether it's just because of the fact they're trying to sell WWE or something, but I don't know.
NBC was upset about it, about Bray at least.
Yeah, Fox too. I mean, but look, we'll see what happens with Adam Cole. I'm crossing my fingers that maybe we'll get all the leaders of Bullet Club to team together and then face, Roman and the faction. That because the only place that's doing it right is SmackDown, in my opinion. I mean, like what they're doing with Roman and and with the women there, I feel like that's the only place that maybe he would like to go. I mean, it's prime time. It's on Fox.
Pete Dunne's contract is expiring pretty soon too.
But no, I think he'll probably resign. I think because he came, because he built NXT UK, he has some history, so I think he'll probably resign. And plus, I don't know how the visa thing is because he just moved with his family. So
yeah, I see him staying. So he could always go back to UK as well if he really wanted. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he should probably stay put. Not that he wouldn't do well in AEW, but I mean, with so many new names, coming in, Pete Dunne would be an awesome new younger talent. But I mean, you'd also even have to figure out where he fits in with Malachi Black coming in. Like, I mean, he's obviously being booked pretty strong. We'll get to that later, I'm sure.
But yeah, but we'll see. Like, I think now what's happening, I think there's going to be a lot of people that's going to probably hold WWE, be like, you want to keep me? You want to keep me? How about we do this? So.
And Ric Flair is rumored to be going to AEW as well. He was rumored to be backstage Wednesday night.
Of course. I mean, his son-in-law is there, so I wouldn't be surprised. But there's reports that he's not friends with the other four horsemen. So, I mean, but something, at least with AEW, I think they could probably heal wounds. I'm hoping so, because I think that's what fans would like, is like a reunion of the four horsemen. So,
I mean, worst case scenario, says they have to work together. I mean, there's going to be 2 separate shows.
that could be it, or they have their segment a little bit earlier, then somebody else has their segment later. And plus, I don't know if Art Anderson is he gonna manage his son, or is he gonna, after like Cody? Well, when we get to Cody, I'll probably ask that question later. So, but
yeah. There's also a couple other stars rumored to be backstage this week at Dynamite Homecoming. One former WWE and one former Impact. WWE Tony Nese was backstage at Homecoming, as well as Kiera Hogan from Impact.
you know what? I think Kiera Hogan was signed because her girlfriend is there, Diamante.
Mm-hmm.
So, I could see her sign. I don't know who she'll. I don't know if you want to put her like in the main feud or something. I mean, so like, or like put her like for the belt or something. I don't know.
Maybe they do another tag team tournament, and maybe they have her team with Diamante to replace Ivelisse.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh, that would be hot. Like a tag team that are lovers. Hey.
I'm with it. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're definitely not going to do it with the men, but the women, no.
Yeah.
Why not?
Tony Nese is pretty good. I mean, just another super talented wrestler they would have around. They just collect talent everywhere they go. I don't see him. I don't know how far he would go on Dynamite, but I mean, who knows?
He could be
he could
be good on Dark Elevation, or maybe not winning every week, but not losing every week either. Just kind of one of those middle of the road, win a bunch, lose a bunch.
Yeah, I hate to use the word jobber for like somebody who's actually a really talented wrestler, but they would have a job basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you never know. Maybe they'll put him with somebody and then they become a tag team. So you never know.
Speaking of jobs, somebody may have been close to losing their job. Max Caster.
Ooh. Yeah, there's no good way to spin that one. You're just gonna have to sit down for a minute. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You could hear Tony Kahn when he was talking about the incident. He just sounded really annoyed, not really pissed off, but like that disappointed father, that kind of tone, where he's like, when we film Dark, sometimes the backstage, doing, directing promos or editing promos, but they don't always pay attention. He goes, now I'm going to have to edit Dark and Dark Elevation as well.
So. Now, mind you, you have to think about this. Now, with the Sammy Guevara incident, he just said something in a podcast that everybody hated. Max Caster said something that's very personal that could have gotten them bad publicity. Not only that,
multiple things, not just one.
Yeah, exactly. And also now you're making your boss do more work. So, so now I don't know how Tony Khan's gonna be. Like, I don't know if he's gonna have him. They're gonna start making him lose, or they're gonna disband like the Acclaim now. I mean,
he said he would usually, listen to, or at least hear the main points of Max's, entrances. This just happened to be the week where he was busy and didn't listen to it ahead of time.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. So nobody edits Dark or Dark Elevation. That should have been like the first day.
Or somebody just said, whatever, and let it go.
No. Sorry, somebody lost their job. That's probably why Tony Khan has to do it now. Until he'll probably find a new person and be like, do not let anything slide. You let me know. So he'll probably be like that.
It's a good point. I mean, they are sitting on that material for what, 5 or 6 days before they air it. So I mean, somebody should have caught that. Not that he should have said it, and not that it's okay that he said it, but
Yeah,
we should have never seen it.
yeah. I don't think we should have never seen it.
We have the announcement of our Rampage broadcast team. See how you guys feel about. I've always kind of thought the 3-man booth was a little tough. Rampage is going to have a 4-man booth. You're going to have Taz. You're going to have Excalibur. You're going to have Chris Jericho and Mark Henry. And Mark Henry will also be conducting the interviews on Rampage. How do you guys feel about that team?
I don't know. I just maybe because it's just like the beginning, so probably they're trying to make it big because they're waiting for August 20th. So I think after maybe this first show, maybe they'll go by like a 2 or 3-man booth. Maybe I don't know.
It kind of makes more sense for me when you're doing Dark and Dark Elevation because you do have multiple hours going on, so you can say, "Hey, you take the reins on the first hour," or maybe you've got certain wrestlers that you research and that you end up talking about more. But to have 4 commentators on a 1-hour show, it seems like it's a lot, but if anyone can pull it off, it's AEW. They do a pretty good job, and obviously, I think Jericho's not going to be there all the time, so.
Yeah.
Maybe just for the first 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, number 2, he'll have to be there just for that big old surprise. I mean, we'll probably get into that.
The Cookie Monster?
Cookie.
Impact star Jordan Grace says she's disappointed that women are not going through the Forbidden Door at the rate you see men going through.
Yep.
I hadn't thought about it, but she's right.
And especially the amount of women that they have that they don't really use. Like, I think somebody posted it. It's just like, why they're giving us their secondary women? Where if we wanted somebody from AEW Prime, they should have given for me, the match should have been the Bunny versus Chris Statlander. I don't know why they needed Chris Statlander on the sideline. She could have probably been able to go to the pay-per-view. They would have promoted it on TNT for more people to purchase the pay-per-view. I mean, because they didn't even say it in commentary, which is so weird.
Might depend who's available that day too.
Yeah, I don't get their logic. I mean, this is the reason why it's just like a lot of people are critical with them when it comes to their women's booking. Regardless of the fact they don't have like stars, they could have built them, and like using them only for like Dark and Dark Elevation. I'm sorry, it's tacky, and it's just like I get for like you have like other stables and men, like you could add women to your stables as well to help them out.
Yeah.
I agree. I wish they had more. I mean, we've all been saying this for like, but basically the entire time they have existed. I will say though that Dark and Dark Elevation get some pretty good numbers on YouTube. Like even after just a couple of days, I noticed that their most recent episode of Dark Elevation had like 350,000 views or something like that. So at least even though it's not part of I guess what we would call the main roster on Dynamite, they are getting a lot of eyeballs on them, and that's good. But why do I not have Gianna Perazzo versus Britt Baker in my life with a screwy DQ finish? Like, why do I not have that in my life? Why don't you throw Thunder Rosa in that crazy mix and just give Thunder Rosa all the belts?
Yeah.
Britt doesn't need a belt. I think she's been champ for a long time still, but she doesn't need it.
But I think their match is going to be Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. I think that's their big women's match. The Oni's winning match, which they could have been like 2 or 3 more. I don't know. That's how I feel. I don't know. I feel some type of way when it comes to the women. It's just like they could easily be a part of the show. They could have more than just one match.
If we don't get a special like Halloween edition of Dynamite or Impact, if they don't do something, and if we don't get Rosemary versus Abaddon, what are we even doing?
Exactly. It's just like I just don't get it. And now Su Young is now back in Impact. She now has Kimberly as her tag team partner. She's she's now playing like a dead bride. So they're going to be a tag team. So they'll probably be the next team to face Rosemary and Havoc, which is a supernatural type of tag team, I bet, because they all have history. Well, Su Yin with Rosemary and Havoc, if you've been watching Impact. So, and now she has a tag team partner, which is,
Yeah, give me all the spooky women stuff all day. If you're not going to do it with the men, give it to me with the ladies, please.
I don't know, like, yeah, I just don't get it.
But at the same time, if we do that and that becomes their main storyline, then we'll complain that the only thing that they're featuring is all the spooky stuff and not all the awesome wrestlers they have. I can see it now. I can see myself doing this now, asking for it and then complaining about it later, like a true wrestling fan.
Yeah, of course. Well, they didn't do it right.
Well, they should have done.
Let's talk. We're going to upset Orlando here for a moment.
Go
Let's
ahead.
talk about the Elite promo from Wednesday. All the little hidden Easter eggs.
Awesome.
No. Yeah. When people were explaining it online, I was just like, yeah. But it's interesting that they included Flair in that, though, Flair and Bray Wyatt. I was just like, okay.
Yeah, Gallows in a Ric Flair robe is very entertaining to me. Wait, I think it's very funny.
So Anderson couldn't think of somebody to put like an outfit for. I felt bad that he was like the odd man out.
No, his outfit meant something. I can't remember what it was, but
I believe I saw that it was something with the Bollywood boys back when they were in Japan.
Oh yeah.
Really? Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, not really. Sorry, no. He could have done a little bit bigger. Sorry.
What kind of excites me? I know it excites a few people. Carl Anderson was wearing another, Elite Squad, almost a Toon Squad kind of sweatshirt. I'm still waiting for Pro Wrestling Tees to release some Toon Squad or Elite Squad T-shirts.
Oh, they're gonna do that.
Dude, if you do that, like that's another forbidden door of merchandise, because then you have to get into all kinds of jerseys. And I'm all about it. Don't get me wrong. I want Dark Order jerseys.
I mean, it's kind of happening. I mean, like I have a feeling by the end of the door, like the door will probably be wide open soon. So
the door's going to be in the fireplace pretty soon.
And everybody has to think their strategy because all these companies are.
I mean, Hiroshi freaking Tanahashi's coming. There is no door. Like the ace is on the way, y'all. It's going down. It's here now. I'm still waiting for Okada. I swear to God, the day that either Okada or Kota Ibushi shows up, I will absolutely freak out, and that will be that one when we know that we are about to really see some shit go down.
I mean, Jay White is in Impact, so yeah. So I'm just waiting for like Ring of Honor to get into this type of conversation.
It won't happen. I can't think of his name. The guy that owns Ring of Honor and Tony Kahn don't get along.
Dave Honor.
Yes.
Oh, come on now.
So unless they
come on, you trashy Bucks. Come on now. You can help. You can help out your company. Help out Ring of Honor. They're the ones that helped you get in the map. Dumb Bucks. Excuse me.
Just give me Danhausen. I just need Danhausen in my life, even if you can only figure it out just for Danhausen and for nobody else. That would be just perfect.
If Danhausen only gets one match in AEW, who do you want him to face?
I mean, he had a great match with Orange Cassidy on the Indies. I think it should probably be seen by everyone else. I mean,
I actually want to see him against Eddie Kingston because I think Eddie Kingston don't take BS, and he's kind of that silly type of BS.
Yeah,
I don't think he likes that too much. So
he's a good wrestler, though. He is a good wrestler. He combines it all very well.
What about Junson Guerrero? Did you guys like that match with Jericho? I know there's a couple botches in the beginning, but he wasn't too bad for his age and not having wrestled in a while.
Well, okay, I don't know if it's because of nerves or maybe it's been, I don't know how long has it been since they wrestled each other. So maybe they forgot how to like flow with each other because I don't know if they kind of feel each other out before the show because I don't know if they do practice or something. I don't think, or they just talk it out. I don't know. So
I mean, we definitely got more out of Guerrero than I expected.
Yeah.
Hey, it's
Yeah.
fun for what it was. I mean, you can't. I don't think you can put a lot of expectation on a match like that. I mean, they are
Yeah.
they're definitely shells of their former self, unfortunately, physically. But they still had a compelling match, and a Judas effect off the top rope was really freaking cool, and it looked awesome.
Mhm.
You know, so I mean, I was hoping for a lion salt, but I mean, that's also maybe a little bit of wishful thinking for 50-year-old Jericho to be doing backflips off the top rope. I was rooting for it. I was ready
I
for
don't
it.
know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he wants to do it. I don't think he wants to botch anything. So
It's like I've already taken my huge bump this year. Thank you very much. We're done.
uh-huh.
We got new number one contenders. Two different new number one contenders this week. Christian is now the number one contender for the AEW World Title. Maybe we see that all out. We got new.
No, no. No. Well, we'll explain it. Just get to the other one, and then we'll explain it.
Oh, we got two more. We have new Impact Tag Championship number one contenders. Dark Order, Steve Grayson, Evil Uno, and of course, new NWA World or Women's Championship, Layla Hirsch.
So for me, I think Christian. I think that's probably going to be in 2 weeks. So next week, I'm sorry, on the 20th of August, because I think they want to have like a big title match for Chicago. That would probably be a good match, TV
For
match, and
Rampage.
then for Rampage, and
Rampage.
then the ending will probably say it all, like if it happens.
It's going.
And
There's no way it's not happening. There's no way it's not happening.
listen, they could like, I don't know. I mean, like, I I hope it does happen, because if it does not happen, people are gonna be pissed.
I mean, it would be the worst troll in the world for them to not come through on that one.
If they do that and he does not show up, I bet you there's gonna be NXT chance or WWE chance.
Hey, Chicago, if any crowd's gonna tell you how it is it's the Chicago crowd. So it's got to be going down. It's gonna happen. Kenny's gonna beat Christian. Punk's gonna show up, or whatever they're gonna call him. I mean, what are they gonna call him?
No, he has his name. He could call
He
himself
has his
CM
name.
Punk. Yeah. No, he's not dumb when it comes to his name. He has his name.
All right.
Yeah, so WWE doesn't own that name. So that's why
I
he's
didn't
been
know.
calling himself CM Punk still outside of WWE. So as far as for the Impact titles, I didn't think, I was like, why is it that they're facing the Dark Order? But then I realized because they were both got pinned. So I was like, oh, that explains it. So
Stu Grayson and Doc Gallows had gotten both double counted out during the elimination match. But Carl Anderson did get pinned.
Yeah, I think Impact is not going to allow that, because I think their big match is going to be, of course, Finn Juice or somebody else from New Japan to face the Good Brothers, because that's going to be the story. Because I think
Zack Sabre and Taichi, come on, let's do it.
Oh, that should be good. That should be good.
My guy with the hair.
Yeah, and then the NWA Women's Title. That visual of Layla Hirsch and Camille, I was like, damn, this woman's tall.
How many non-NWA typical watchers are going to tune just for, I got to see the tall girl versus the short girl?
To see the pay-per-view, yeah. That'll help them with some buys. But also the question is just like, is Layla Hirsch going to be used on Dynamite to help the NWA pay-per-view? Or is Camille going to have a match in Dynamite to help promote the pay-per-view as well? So that's another thing right there. Say what?
I said maybe a little bit of each. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, because like a lot of people are just like, why is it Layla Hirsch? It's just like, and somebody got pissed. It's like like a secondary woman. Like I wanted like Red Velvet. I wanted like Chris Statlander. Like, could you imagine Chris Statlander versus Camille? Those two are like the same height. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you think that we're building towards eventually some sort of clash of champions amongst all these different kinds of promotions and stuff? Because like, can you imagine the really cool stuff that they can do, especially if New Japan is fully on board?
I think
It'd
it's
be
going to be
amazing.
more. I think it's going to be more like Worlds Collide.
Yeah,
I
that's
will
fine.
say this: Tony Kahn did register a trademark for a show called Battle of the Belts.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, because like also we have to think about like AAA. Like it's just like, are they going to bring some of their males and females over? We haven't really seen them. I mean, except certain wrestlers.
Give
Mm-hmm.
me a
It's
Laredo
just
Kid.
yeah. It's just that this pandemic is kind of like halting a lot of things. I think that's another thing that we have to think about. It's just like like Japan and Mexico, they're probably not able to cross or leave the country because of COVID. So it's just like it's just unfortunate.
We'll see.
Hmm.
So two things about the main event here. First off, phenomenal entrance by Malachi Black. That is a
Oh no,
great
that
entrance.
that entrance was yeah.
And if you look on the Titantron, you can see the words House of Black. Man, I hope that's a faction name. I hope he becomes leader of a faction, because that would be a great faction name, House of Black.
Well, I mean, he did see Brody King at PWG, and then like Brody King was just like, "I'll follow you wherever you go, brother." So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, now that Bray Wyatt's kind of released, I mean,
How cool
so
would it be to
Maybe
see
that
Bray
one.
as part of a faction where someone else is a leader, and then eventually build that story of like, I'm used to being in charge.
or he could just be like the monster that he wanted to be, like how the Fiend was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could just like think of a lot of things that you could do with this. It's just like it's there, you
I'm not
know.
ready to
Put,
let go of the Mister Rogers gimmick though. It's so good.
no,
I
I'm sorry, you have to let that go now. I think
no,
he's
I
got he.
don't. No, I don't.
What if we spell Firefly Funhouse with a Y instead of the
Uh,
I in fire?
no, that's lame. They're gonna have to do something else, but
No,
they'll have to call it something else if they do. But I mean, I don't. It's such a. I'm just so fond of that gimmick. It's so great.
no. Everybody loves that gimmick. It's just they like screwed it up. So
Monumentally. I can
mhm.
pinpoint the day that they started to screw up the Fiend. I remember it. It was a
So
Raw. It was like August. I want to say it was about this time in 2019 when had first started doing the gimmick. Since we're talking about Bray real quick, and they used to bring him on every other week. You wouldn't hear from him, and then they did it 2 weeks in a row, and it seemed redundant. And I went, oh no. WWE is going to do that thing where they find something good and then they hammer it down your throat over and over again until it's not cool. And then everyone gets upset. And that's what happened.
But I
for
think
me,
that
I think it was his match with Seth Rollins. I believe it was Royal Rumble. The it wasn't Hell in a Cell. It was like a no DQ match or whatever, and it ended in a no contest.
no, it had to be the Hell in a Cell because
No,
Seth
Hell in a
Rollins.
Cell was horrible.
Yeah,
Whatever match
no,
was
for
that ended
me,
in no contest.
I think
That
for me, I think for me the when I think it was going to be like I think it was going to be affecting the Fiend was when the Firefly Funhouse did that one segment where he was feeding Vince McMahon money. I was just like, he doesn't really need the title. I mean, like he could face other people. I mean, so because I like kind of almost a dynamic about like him changing people. So
right.
I don't.
Moving on,
Yes.
we get Cody Rhodes absolutely destroyed and demolished by Malachi Black. That move off the top rope where Cody fell through the table, just holy crap, man.
Hmm. And I just like how Malachi Black is just like waiting for him, and then he just comes in, he just waits, and then Black Mass.
I will say this too. I think the argument of Cody not putting people over has to stop. He's put over a bunch of young talent now. Aside from Chris Jericho, and never being able to get the belt if that stays true, which I believe it will. He's put over MJF. He's put over Darby Allin, and now he's put over Malachi Black. He's putting people over. It just has to be the right spot.
He put Brody over. Rest in peace.
Yes, Brody
I,
Lee as well.
I don't think it's about like putting people over. I think it's more the story that he's telling. Like that stupid storytelling of the American flag and everything, and doing a like a patriotic type of like matchup for what was the last pay per view? Double or Nothing.
Yeah, Anthony
Yeah.
The
Go-Go.
face, yeah, it's just like no, that was not necessary. I'm sorry. Like Anthony Gogo is like he was not like that type of because like he's like teaming up with other Americans. It wouldn't make sense, you know. I
I don't. I think that storyline maybe just wasn't quite for us, or maybe anybody for that matter. But I would like to see it from the UK perspective and how cool they thought it was, or if they thought it was
no, they
lame.
hated it. Yeah,
Hated it.
yeah,
Mhm.
because if you listen to Wrestle
Orlando
Talk,
speaks for the entire country.
no, but no, I actually listened to Wrestle Talk. They hated the
Oh,
segment.
well,
It's just like
then
Despite
there
the
you
fact we
go.
have a British guy, in our podcast group, Orlando's the one speaking for Britain.
no, but I mean like everybody hated it. Like not everybody loved it. I actually want to meet somebody that loved it. Please comment to us.
Yeah,
Tell us why you loved it.
nobody loved that. Okay, I was trying to find the positives in this.
No.
What do you guys think about the Cody
Fail.
Rhodes teasing retirement, or is he retired?
Well, I think maybe
No,
he's. I don't think he's retiring, but the thing is, they're bringing in a lot of people, so technically he won't be needing his spot, or he needs to give his spot away. You know, he's now a new dad. I think he wants to be with his wife and his child. Maybe he just wants to just do backstage stuff. You know, he's gonna also be doing like the what is that new show on
Yeah,
CBS?
he's doing the Go Home show, the second season, and he's got a reality show coming
go
out.
Big Show.
Mhm. Plus, I think probably in the future, like if Stephen Amell's show gets picked up for a second season, he may he's good friends with Stephen Amell, so he'll probably be doing a starring role there. So
Well, he's also getting his own reality show, isn't he?
Yep, him and Brandy.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, he's done a lot for them. He's taken the bumps. He's written himself out of contention for the AEW title. I don't understand why people. I mean, people need someone to hate on, I guess, and eventually, over time with AEW, like people are going to need something to complain about. We're wrestling fans, so I think he knows what he's doing, and
But for
I think
wish him all
I
the
think
best.
he sticks around till maybe they all out. They do some other kind of big match, and then he goes away for a while.
yeah, but for me, if he's ever gonna retire, I think one time at least he should just face for the heavyweight championship once in his life.
He's not going to retire.
No. I'm not saying now. I'm saying when he does retire,
He's
because like
36 years old.
I know that. Oh, wait. I'm on your side here. I'm
I'm
saying
not
when
saying
he.
you're not. I'm just saying it out loud in case the people at home don't know.
But no, what I'm trying
Same
to say is just
team.
like when, like maybe in 10 years, maybe in like 5 to 10 years, if he decides to retire, at least one championship match. I think he deserves it.
I did find it interesting that he admitted to having problems with the Bucks finally, because they tried to squash that and act like it wasn't a thing, even though everyone definitely knew that it was a thing.
But I'm sorry, but when you're booking a TV show like a wrestling show, of course you're going to be butting heads. There's sometimes you don't agree with certain things. Maybe
But he admitted to it in that promo, and I thought that was very much overlooked by everybody.
of
I
course.
noticed.
Yeah,
Last
but
little bit here before we call it quits for the night. AEW has hit over 1 million viewers 4 weeks in a row now.
yeah. Now the question is, well,
Competition's knocking.
but the question is how Rampage is going to do. That's the other thing. Like Fridays at 10, that's going to be a hard sell. If they at least could get like 500 to 600, like like 500 to 600,000 viewers. That's
Mhm.
that's good for a Friday night.
That's prime time for West Coast, though.
They'll get that the first night. They'll get it the second week. It's the third week that's going to be key.
hmm And plus, if it's supposed to be like an additional women's show, which I'm sorry, but they should have started building a women's division if they were thinking about that.
Mhm.
This secondary show is probably going to help out a lot of the talent so they get more TV time, and maybe it'll help them when it comes to scheduling some matchups for like Dark and Elevation so that they could show it the following week. You know, but
Yeah.
yeah, good to hear that AEW is doing a million. So we'll just see if they'll beat Raw.
It's coming eventually.
It is coming.
All right, so that will do it here. Do it for us here tonight. There we go. You've seen our socials and ways to find us scrolling down at the bottom of the show. You can find me on Twitter at RealSarahBBE. Of course, find the main show page on Twitter at BuckleBottomENT. Daniel, where can they find you?
DMC Grizzle on the Instagrams, on the Twitters, all the good stuff. That's where you find the champ.
Gotta challenge him. You gotta find him and challenge him. Come on now.
I'm gonna lose so horribly. Just no, I'm not. I'm gonna win.
August
Don't be
15th.
negative like that. Don't you dare. I'm not gonna allow you to do that.
August
Luke's
15th,
got it
7
for
p.m.
me.
Eastern. August 15th. That'll be the next Excuse Me 3 trivia through the decades.
And you
Orlando,
can
where
follow
can
me
they find
guys
you?
at Twitter. Oh, you can follow me on Twitter at Orly1985_BBE. Hopefully I change my Twitter handle one of these days. I'll have to decide.
It's pretty
Have a
good.
good night, everyone.
Bye.